I am ready for Aquarius's reading and to pull cards. Hi, Moanne and Jacqueline and Syra, Heidi, and LaTanya. Hello, beautiful ladies. Hi, Jupiter Jazz. Yeah. And then I made like a homemade like smashed potato salad that sat overnight. So it was like, it's funny. I have one Taurus kid that I believe appreciates all the, hey little John, that appreciates like all the, last night I made like Devil's Food Whopper cupcakes, you know. And then I have another kid that just wants a strict diet of like bacon bagels, goldfish, chicken strips, you know, like the kid that eats 10 things. He had a feeding tube when he was little. So that's neither here nor there. I'm just not used to a Taurus that isn't like, I would like 12 of everything, please. So let's look at the energy for you, Taurus. Should we just go ahead and use the Nike cards? So good. I still have half of it. I also like melted, shaved, I don't want to show it, but I melted shaved Parmesan cheese besides the caramelized onions on a potato roll, which I I browned it a little bit with the homemade garlic oil. It's not so shabby for Susie. Okay, Aquarius, we have the Page of Cups coming out on your side. Woo-hoo-hoo. I'm going to give these one more shuffle because they're almost coming out too good. Too well. Did I just say too good? They're almost coming out with no amount of sus on them. Hi, Jacqueline. I don't have to hide the heinies. I'm always trying to be very respectful, you know, when I'm on Meredith's page. So I'm always trying to hide the heinies, usually unsuccessfully. I mean, they're cartoon naked, but still. This is very interesting so far. Woo. And just like Libra, we have 2 aces on the table. 8, I think Libra had 3, actually. Libra's reading was fire. Okay. This is very interesting, and I already cannot wait to clarify it. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords, but the upright King of Swords, which is good. Let's put these away. You know that I'm looking at the energy that you're kind of exiting, or the one that was an influence from the recent past. And we're looking at the energy that you're entering, and then the energy coming up in the near future. And then we're looking at, there's 3 rows going across, and we're looking at you, and we're looking at other. Other is whatever energy is impacting you the most and affecting you the most right now. That doesn't have to be another person. It often is. It can be job, or it doesn't have to be a romantic person, but it often is. But it could be family. And the other thing I try to always stress is, especially for air signs, this could be your own struggle with yourself. Then there's, or like something you're trying to conquer. So if you're going through healing a past trauma or a past abuse or something along those lines, the ugly thoughts that stay in your head, like your literal anxiety, can be the other energy. And then that's what you're consciously trying to do, and the other energy that's like surrounding you. Hi, Anna. So we have the Ace of Swords, which also came up in the first row for Libra. You may be dealing with a Libra, although I think Libra, undeveloped Libra, undeveloped 7th house placements, or lesser matured 7th house placements sometimes can have some codependency, and Aquarius does not have codependency. So while they're both air signs, usually the water signs all mix, right? The fire, but there's always usually one couple that's an odd couple within an element. And for me, I think Gemini and Aquarius do far better, and Gemini and Libra do really well. The one that I don't love together sometimes, depending. If you get the healthiest Aquarius and the healthiest Libra, sure. But when I say healthy, like, you'd almost both have to be like the well-seasoned chicken instead of a spring chicken, because Libra really takes a little while to work out of, because the focus is on other for those 7th house placements and Libra placements, which can lead to codependency issues that you may not even be aware of, because it's just, you can't, it's second skin. You can't imagine not operating that way. We have Knight of Cups in your other's energy, so like something came in here where they were offering more than you were, but there's this gorgeous Ace of Swords where there's a realization. There's, crown chakra. There's crown chakra stimulation activity. So there's a connection here. I feel like something is making Aquarius be like, I'll offer you a little fish in a cup. I'm not rushing in on the night on the horse with the cup. I think Aquarius is going to show this person. They're going to be authentically themselves, which is what we love about Aquarius. They're going to be authentically themselves in this exchange. I want to clarify so bad, because I want to know why they're rushing in on their horse, and you're like, I'll think about it. here's authentic me, and I'm gonna put this fish in the cup too, so you realize that, like, sometimes this is not perfect. It's almost like there's a little trepidation or suspicion. Hi, Nicole. Towards this person, and then as the cards keep coming, it looks like, Aquarius, you're right on time. In the now energy, we have for you the Two of Wands. You're gonna go whichever way your passion leads you, but you're very aware. This Two of Wands for me is very indicative of somebody who's definitely keeping an eye. She's got her phone in her hand, right? She's got a smartphone in her hand. She's like, I will follow my passion, but I'm keeping an eye. Like, on, there's a little bit of distrust here. Just like I feel the connection. There's definitely crown chakra connection. I think you feel each other's energy without trying hard. Yeah. In their energy currently, I have the Magician upside down. Don't love that. Right? So we have this beautiful, this is one of my favorite cards of any deck. I don't know why. I just love this deck, and I love this Magician. I mean, it's magic. It's perfect. I don't need to say it, right? It's black girl magic. It's like such a beautiful illustration of that gorgeous vibration. So it came out in reverse. The Magician in reverse for me is somebody who is one of two things. One, manipulating manipulating emotions, manipulating an outcome, or two, at this point, there isn't possibly full transparency because they feel the need, like they have to arrange things in a certain way, or it's a feeling of thinking that if I lay all my cards on the table, if I'm completely transparent, this isn't going to go well. And the results and the reaction out of the other person is worth just kind of like fudging a couple of things. Or this can also be somebody who plants seeds to get you to say the thing, or like they know something, and instead of saying, hey, I went through your phone, they like bring up the side conversation to like make you feel like they found out in some organic way that doesn't implicate them. It's that, I'm not saying that has to be this specific thing, but it's that kind of, it's that vibe. It's the Tower. Yeah, we'll just clarify that. I'm not going to spend 5 minutes talking about why the Tower is here in the center of the reading, but it's Uranian energy. Uranus is one of the rulers of Aquarius. It moves stuff out of the way. It moves stuff out of the way. What I have coming up for you is the High Priestess. Whatever you held back, whatever you're being careful about, whatever you're like, okay, but I'm going to keep an eye on things. Okay, but I'm not going to say that with my full chest. Okay, but let me remind you, stuff isn't perfect 24/7. And so like, let's be real clear about our non-negotiables. You were right. Whatever transpires in the next couple of weeks or couple of months, actually, what's the most beautiful, I almost don't care what any of the other cards are. And I kind of almost don't care what the clarification is. Because this High Priestess, as a result of you leaning into your intuition and trusting it, and then coming full into the trust of your gifts, of your higher self, there's kind of no better prize. Not this person, not this relationship. There's no better prize than you leaning into trust with yourself so much that you feel better. Do you see what I'm saying? There's nothing better that can come as a result, because then no matter what happens next, You're good. It doesn't mean this is going to be a disaster. It just means whatever it's going to be, Aquarius, you know that you can trust yourself. And that's so much more important than trusting another person. Yes, you need trust in a relationship, but to know that you can lean on yourself and that you won't make yourself crazy questioning. It's like when they'll lie, you'll know. When they're not being fully transparent, you'll know. When something smells off, you'll know. And you won't doubt it anymore. And you won't let anyone else ever make you feel bad. The worst feeling is having a knot in your stomach and coming to somebody and saying, hey, you know, this doesn't feel right. I'm smelling something off. And then they try to gaslight you and make you feel bad. This takes that power out of anyone's hands. Ever. Not just this person. The high priestess, that's the it. Hi, Girl Sunday. Whatever they tried to do to make things go their way without letting it organically happening, or without it letting it be completely transparent. There might have been some ghosting. There might have been some... Oh, and Girly Sunday, I recorded your reading. I just have to download it and upload it, and I have had roller skates on the last 2 days. But they tried something. I don't know if it was like the playing games of like, well, I'll let you miss me, or I'll let you get nervous about things. Like, there's some kind of power dynamic here where this person feels like they want to chase you or they want to show you, but then they want to make sure they don't give you too much power. So then they do something to try to, I don't want to say power grab. That sounds so like orange is the new black. But they do something to redistribute how they feel or they perceive the power dynamic is between the two of you. It does not go well, and they have to kind of come back. They have to kind of either give you an apology, or, I mean, they might have like their own come to Jesus moment. And I don't say that in a specific religious way. I say that in a like get honest with themselves kind of way. Yeah. Whatever it did not work out as planned, which when you're planning to move people around like chess pieces, that can often go sideways. I don't think it went sideways, off the rails, can't come back from it sideways, but there was a little lesson learned on their part. You know, we have Ace of Swords, the Tower, and then the Ace of Cups. And that Ace of Cups is between your energy of the High Priestess, like, just so we're clear, that not today, Satan. Like, this is somebody that you can't lie to. And therefore cannot manipulate. You cannot gaslight. When you fall so... Trust. This is for anybody. And also, this is a great reading for anyone who's got 11th house placements, 11th house sun. And Uranus on the rising would also apply to this. You've gotten to a place when no one can lie to you, then also you've taken away a lot of people's power. And the first gut reaction to that might not go well for them. If you sit back and understand that as long as you're sitting in your truth, you Gucci, then you can see how the fallout goes. I believe this person is going to have an honest moment with themselves and not just rage out on you, not just call you names, not be more shady. I do believe this person actually has that honest moment because you don't make it okay. I have a big thing with my kids. When they do something wrong and I say, apologize to your grandmother, apologize to this person, and they said, hi, Karen, and that person goes, oh, it's okay, honey, don't, and I said, I would like you to say, thank you, I accept your apology. And other adults would get really annoyed at me because I would say, don't say it's okay. Because, well, I don't want them to feel bad. Well, we very much separate from, it's the behavior you're apologizing for and not apologizing for being who you are as a human. Right? So once you clear those things off, it's okay isn't really an appropriate response to an apology. Y'all following me? This is like that epiphany that's rolling down the hill to consequence and growth. Hi, Alexa. I kind of love that. The I'm sorry, it's okay, baby. That is off the table. The I'm sorry, I accept your apology. Now I will watch what you do next. Yes. Yes. That is what you want to walk into. And nobody could do that like Aquarius because you have the least amount of unhealthy attachment. What other people see as owed to them, you see as attachment because you're right. Okay, let's clarify this, shall we? And you all can decide whether I'm reading from Into the Lonely Woods when we get there, or whether you want, I pulled out all of my oracle books. So it doesn't matter what card, I'm going to read to you. So you guys can decide which one. Okay. What do I want to clarify with? I need something really, I'm going to do old school. Because I just want really clear clarification. And then everybody who's in the chat, I'm going to take questions and free card pulls when we're done with this. It's kind of I appreciate that. I also do it with boundaries. Like when I was doing my own spiritual work and my own healing, right? I'm still on my journey. Hi, Juan. Then I took time to integrate that this week. That makes it easy because then that makes this a want to. All right, so something happened in the past. There was a tower moment at one time with this person. I believe this person is maybe not new. This is coming back around. You know what? I would love all of your input. I was speaking with another client because I have mentioned I would really like to do something where I kind of have a link on my link tree where if people felt comfortable on a trust system, that people could donate for people who are really experiencing crisis and could use the guidance and cannot, right? I do give away quite a bit, but I also, right, I can't give away everything. So and then it would be subsidizing appointments for people who really need it, but to respect their privacy and autonomy, I would not be saying who that was. I would not making them say they had their free appointment. I think that defeats the purpose. It's like when you give things to homeless people, but then you video it and put it on your social media. That makes me crazy. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But I would love to have, so it would have to be on the honor system. How do you guys feel about that? Because I'm not, like, when I took money for the Ukraine, I matched it and I sent it and I posted receipts. It would be a little harder for me to post receipts without outing the person that was in crisis. And I feel like that defeats the purpose. So if I have like a link tree where there's like a donation thing and if you only want to give $1, you can give $1, and then I will give of my time, like a free follow-up. If they're in crisis, I will. So for every appointment that's paid for, there will also be another follow-up. Now, but I would love to know in your comments, like, how that should be handled so that it doesn't look shady. Like, I'm just, like, going to go buy more tarot cards with my the donations. So I'm really, really interested. I definitely want to do the idea. I've had the, I love this idea. I love community, love support. But I would love to know what you guys... All right, let's get back to the reading. But while I was shuffling, I just thought I'd throw that out. And if you want to answer in the regular comments, that's great too, because then I can revisit that. I want to stay with this right now. Again, this energy that you're coming out of, it does feel like... From the get-go, Aquarius, you kind of knew that this person was like, let me just give you like a little smelly fish, a little, I'm going to be me authentically. And I think that, I think that this is something that's being revisited, and you're revisiting it with caution because you may have been the person that got it seems like maybe there's a little fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. Going into this other energy, you're so sweet, Alexa. I have too many now. They have overtaken the office, and I just want to make sure. Yeah, maybe Cash App. I have PayPal. I could try. It's not so much like the app to use. Is like, how would you guys like to see that presented or articulated so it doesn't seem shady? Like, people would have to just know this is on a trust system, and if you're not comfortable with that, I respect your decision not to donate. That's kind of, I'm wondering how to articulate it so that it's clear. We have the Three of Pentacles with this Two of Wands. This may have been at some time a three-party situation, but also the Three of Pentacles is about work that leads to promotion, that leads to growth, that when you're interacting with other people, there's a feeling of joy, of upward movement together. you are on your own upward movement. And this Two of Wands says, like, sure, I'll take this passionate trip, but like, I'm not going to let it take me to the place where I was the last time we had a Tower moment. The Tower has shown up twice now in this reading. When they're being the Magician, we have the Two of Cups in when they are the Magician in reverse. When they have the Magician in reverse, we have the Two of Cups in reverse. They feel like they have to manipulate situations because I don't think that they feel like they can give in full reciprocity. The yellow candle I was working before is gone, and that I lit a root chakra, did a root chakra intention, and that all of a sudden is going crazy as I'm talking about this. That's what you've been healing, Aquarius. Deep, early environmental issues. I don't think you're willing to let anyone, no matter how crazy you are about them, let you slide back, but you're also trying to be open so that what you've learned, you practice now. This person is a little intimidated by you or does not think you are on this. They want you, but they don't think that you're on the same level. They feel like they have to manipulate things or arrange things because they think otherwise, why would you want what they have to offer if they're just transparent? The same vibe of if they're transparent, then you may not be interested because they see themselves as a liability, is the word I just heard. In this Tower, it's funny because everything is perception, right? Like one person's Phoenix moment is another person's Tower. One person's minor inconvenience is another person's Tower. We see that left and right today, right? It's being clarified by the Hangman. When this Tower moment is starting to be felt by them, I think it's a lot scarier for them than it is for you. You're like, oh, when the Tower clears, I'll be able to see clearly too. Like, when the Tower clears, then we know what we're dealing with truly, and then I'll think about upgrading what kind of cups I'm coming with. I think them putting you on hold, or you putting them on hold, feels like a Tower moment, feels like I failed. And I think that they have an, oh fuck, what did I do moment? When they try to, because I said they try to manipulate something and it doesn't go the way they think it's going to go. And so you're just like, that's so you can just sit in that, right? You're not doing the, oh, it's okay, baby. You're doing that, I accept your apology. Go figure out how that doesn't happen again. That feels like a Tower moment for them because they also, you may have been a little bit more reactive last time around. I do think this person has had growth since the last time around. It's a different growth than you've had. So I think when you're like, you figure out your mess and I'll talk to you when you're not trying to pull that crazy stuff. The last time, if they would have got caught pulling something, I think your reaction would have been much different. That's what they're expecting. So you're putting things on pause is they're like, oh, I can't breathe. This isn't happening. That's what I just heard. Like, oh my God, I can't breathe. Like, this person might be prone to extremes. Okay. I love this. Clarifying this beautiful, powerful High Priestess energy. We have the Two of Swords, which is like, you know, feeling like you have to do one thing or another, but there's the third way, but it's in reverse. This is confused, unsure, indecision, not feeling completely ready to trust yourself. That High Priestess is the opposite of this. And this card came out opposite to clarify it. This is lack of confusion. Plain and simple. It's funny because I just said, I don't know what part of Aquarius you are, but I was talking about air signs. Gemini moon with a Scorpio rising is like loves humanity, but is individually suspicious of people. I'll let you know when I trust you. But will fight for humanity on a whole. Loves people just on an individual basis. They're like, we'll see about you. It's funny. Yeah. When they come out of this Five of Pentacles, when they realize that they're just going to have to come out of whatever they try to pull, right? And they're going to have to ask for forgiveness and ask to come back into your good graces and come out of isolation. Whatever power move they made, which might have to do with ghosting. It beat them up. Again, they're just having an honest moment with themselves, and you're going to let them feel it. Right? Because if we fill the space, if we make it okay, if we do that, it's okay, baby. Sometimes it is okay, baby. But not when it involves manipulation and lack of transparency. But specifically Gemini moon and Scorpio rising, that combination together. Yeah. On this Ace of Cups, we have Six of Pentacles. It's going to take a while, I feel like, but there is reciprocity to have found here. This person doesn't know whether to scratch their watch or whine their ass, so I'm going to take a romance angel oracle, whatever these are called, rather than the message from your person. Because sometimes when I feel like that person doesn't know what their truth is right now to give you their own truth, or if I don't trust that person, then I don't pull one of those cards because I feel like that's not really helpful to you. I'm big fan of Scorpios. I have a couple in my life. My son is a Scorpio rising. And I have one Scorpio in particular that I just favorite human. Yeah, I love Scorpio placements, but yeah. So annoying when this happens. So like I said, I think this is going to take a while. But the energy created from you standing in your truth and also being like, not today. We're not doing that. And them going, okay, I fucked up. Let me look at this and reapproach and come back. Like, I'm not going to keep using the old approach because the old approach brought us separation. So they're going to take an honest moment with ourselves, which brings the possibility of reciprocity and this beautiful Ace of Cups, which is the I love you. Offering somebody love. I almost don't want to show you this card. That's where this has the possibility of going. Sometimes I'm called too direct, too blunt. Sometimes I'm called not direct enough when I'm trying to channel a message. But in real life, if you deal with me, I've heard tough, sharp words. You know, they're all they're all kind of adjectives for my being direct and having boundaries. And sometimes people are like, oh, you don't have to say it like that. And I was like, sometimes people need to be checked. Sometimes people need to be checked. Point blank. Sometimes you're not helping them when you don't check them. I had a phone conversation with my best friend, Vita, who's Rooted Arts. If you're not following Rooted Arts, please go do that. She's taking a little break. She's got some stuff. But she's brilliant, you know. And we were just talking about today, is like, I would not be this person. I could not be this person for this community unless she checked my ass. Honestly, she was like, sorry, the other day when I was like I was like, that's not like, I don't know that. That's not like, that wasn't a surprise. Like, it's because that I know that you can like say, hey, cut that out. You know what I mean? Like, I attribute that to so much of my growth, because being unconditionally loved while having a mirror put up to your face is fucking powerful. When somebody's trying to put a mirror up to your face and it's not to make you feel bad, and it's not, and it's really for your growth, and that's you, Aquarius. When you have detachment of whether you're going to be liked at the end of a sentence, that's the best thing you can do to other people. You're putting the mirror up without the judgment and in the space of love. And like, good for you. Woo. All right, let's take an oracle card. And I would like an invite. I would like an invite. When y'all tie the knot. If I ever get married again, which is a big if, I just want to have, like, you know, as they say in Anchorman, I just want to get married on a mountain. Probably leave the government out of it. I don't know. Have an intention ceremony. Really good food, okay? With really good food. And not 5 gazillion people and all that stuff. All right. Oracle card, what you guys decide? Do you want a healing card? A shadow card? I mean, you're doing well. You want Into the Woods? Do you want like a starseed card? What do you all think? I'll put my Nikki cards back. And then we're going to start pulling cards. All right, I think I'm going to pull one. Okay, starseed. Somebody answered. Those are this back here. These are really, I don't use these that often, but these are wonderful. And I have a whole little book. Okay, Starseed wins because it was 2 people. Yep, you can, but we're going to finish this up for the replay viewers, and then we'll start all that stuff. And then I'll let you know how that all goes. I don't want to bore the replay viewers with our pull card reads, our rules for pulling a card. Okay. But replay viewers, if you ever get to catch me live, and I will be doing more early morning, since when I did the early morning pick a card in the live chat, I noticed like everybody was from England. So I'll do that more, and I really appreciate it. So I'll do that more. So I'm going to pull. This is Starseed Oracle. I also have the Working Your Light. Because of the High Priestess, I really love the Starseed. Because it speaks to the fact that like you are very connected. The only thing I don't love is there here we go. We have baby steps and inner earth. So 36. Okay. Do. Inner earth. You'll survive this new solutions and beginnings. Inner earth, also known as Agartha, is believed to be a hidden subterranean world within the planet itself. Many ancient cultures mention it in stories. It's said that some of the beings of ancient lost lands, such as Lemuria, Atlantis, and a word I am not going to try to pronounce. Some of it is characters. Went there. Hindu and Celtic lore mention caves and entrances to underground worlds. Tibetan Buddhism refers to the secret mystical city of Shambhala, which is thought to be located in the Himalayas. This is really interesting. It's such an Aquarian card because it's so interesting. Many have searched for the inner earth of the physical world, but without success. So the mystery continues. It's not a place that exists in the physical or another level of consciousness. There are solutions beyond what you can perceive. Surprising outcomes, like a wedding card to like after that mess, because there are solutions for this. There are solutions beyond what you can perceive, surprising outcomes to your problems and situations, resolutions that are the best interests of all involved. If you find yourself facing an obstacle or feeling stuck and you have no idea what to do, you're being reassured that there is a way out. You'll survive this and all things will work out. If you're stuck in a rut, do something to shake up the energy and shift your thinking. Try something you wouldn't normally do. Soon you'll see the whole new worlds of solutions are available. Things that were previously beyond your focus will present themselves. Helpful people, signs from the universe, and support in both expected and unexpected ways are on their way to you. But first, you need to do something different to shift your focus so you can receive them. And the advice for this card is, what can you do to shift your energy or outlook? Woo! And then we have baby steps. Baby steps. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. I don't think we need to read that whole page. That's totally about the High Priestess showing up. Aquarius, trust yourself, trust yourself. You are right. You're not crazy. You are right. If something smells off, it's because it's off. And don't let anybody gaslight you. That was super interesting. That's all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? I'm going to actually start, like, because I read through all of the Oracle books when I first got them. And so, like, I know, but I haven't actually, like, read it. And so, yeah. Okay. All of a sudden I feel out of breath, which makes no sense. I'm going to blow this out. I did a lot of healing, and since then my transmutation gifts are like on 100. And so I find that when I'm doing clearing and intentions, it really, I need a fan. Okay, so Aquarius, that was your reading. I am live 12 times a week, so I hope that we get to catch each other another time. And if you see me and think, oh gee, I wish I could catch one of like the Sag, Aquarius, Cap, or Pisces readings when I'm doing these free card pulls, please leave me your time zone and what time would work best for you. I'm open to kind of exploring new times if that's better for other people's society, because I know some of you last night in the live on Soul Navigation, there were people there from like Australia and New Zealand and the UK, and I knew it was the middle of the night for them. So I want this to be good for everybody. I love you. Now you love you. Chat players, stay around because we're going to pull cards. All right.